Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन कृतितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanu, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Today we will be reading the 23rd shloka of the Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the 4th chapter Adhyay of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In our previous reading of 22nd shloka, Sri Krishna has taught us that what kind of person is not bound by the actions. Krutvapi na nibadhyate. He is not bound by the actions. What kind of person he is? Yadruchalabha santushto. Whatever he gets, he is ever content. He is always happy. He is always satisfied. He is absolutely santushta. Yadruchalabha. Whatever he gets without any effort, because it is not his effort. Whatever he is doing, it is the Lord's effort. So he, without any effort, whatever he gets, he is content. Then Dvandvatito, he has crossed over himself beyond the pairs of opposites. He doesn't have any feeling. He doesn't get elated for any good happening. He doesn't get dejected by any bad happenings. No, he's beyond that. Joy and sorrow, happiness and misery, pleasure and pain. He is all beyond that. And Vimatsaraha, he is free from envy, he is free from jealousy. He is in his own blissful mood. He doesn't bother what others have, what others don't have, what I don't have. He is not concerned. There is no feeling of envy. There is no feeling of jealousy. He is ever content with whatever he has received. And he is beyond the pairs of opposites. And also, Samaha Siddhava Siddhau. The same. He is balanced. Whether he gets success, whether he gets failure, he is not perturbed. If he gets success, he doesn't start jumping around. If he gets failure, he doesn't become dejected. And such a person, Krutvapi na nibadhyate. He may be busy doing all the actions, but he is not bound by those actions. So that is what Krishna had told us in the 22nd verse, and today in this 23rd verse also Sri Krishna is going to tell further about the same person, about the person who doesn't get bound by the actions that he is doing. Gata sangasya muktasya jnanavasthita chetasaha yajñāyācharatah karma samagram praviliyate. Now, these are another traits of the person who we might see him to be absolutely busy doing so many activities, but he is not bound by the karmas. And what are those qualities? Let us see. Gata sangasya. Sangha is attachment. Gata sangasya, free from attachment. Gata sangasya, muktasya, free from attachment and liberated. Who can be liberated? The one who doesn't have any desires. Who can be liberated? The one who is dvandvatito. Who is liberated? Again, the one who is yadruchalava santushto. He is ever content. And therefore, he is muktasya, the liberated. And jnanavastita chetasaha. Gatasangasya muktasya jnanavastita chetasa. Jnanavastita chetasa is mind. The inner being, so to say, the mind. Jnana avasthita. Jnana is knowledge. Avasthita is established, having fixed. The one who has fixed his mind in knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of going beyond these pairs of opposites, going beyond the envy, the jealousy, vimatsaraha, and then getting established in that knowledge. He is muktasya, he is liberated, he is free from all anxieties, all worries, all botherations. He is in a blissful mode. Gata sangasya, having given up all the attachment. Once we don't have any attachment, there is nothing to be sorry for. There is nothing to be upset about if we do not have any attachments. Yajna ya charata karma. He who does his work as if he is performing the yajna, as if he is offering the oblations in sacrifice to the Lord. Whatever activity he is doing, whatever work he is doing, he is performing it in the spirit of performing a sacrificial act. Because it is Lord's work. He is offering oblations. He is offering himself in doing that work as a sacrifice to the Lord. So, with that feeling, with that attitude, with that understanding of yajna ya charataha karma, doing the karma with the intention, with the feeling, with the understanding of doing it as a sacrifice. Samagram praviliyate. Viliyate, entire melts away. It goes off. It just dissolves. Praviliyate, what? Samagra. The entire karma that he is doing, it just melts away. And therefore, Krishna has told some more characteristics of such a person who performs karma with this knowledge. And that is when, having got this knowledge, he can then perform the karma as a sacrifice. And that's where this dhyana karma sannyasa yoga comes into picture. Of one unattached, of one who has who is devoid of any attachment, liberated, with mind absorbed in knowledge, with mind firmly established in knowledge, performing work as a yajna alone, performing work in the spirit of sacrifice. His entire karma melts away, and then we can see the action in inaction and inaction in action. The way Sri Krishna lived, the way Sri Ramakrishna lived, the way Ma Sarada lived. Inaction in action and action in inaction. Bondage and liberation are born of the attitude of the mind. It is all here. How we feel. If we feel we are bound, we will remain bound. If we feel, if our mind feels we are free, free we will be. He performs yajna who engages himself in karma for the glory of God. If I am doing any activity, if a person is doing any activity with the attitude that it is the Lord's work I am doing, I am just a sacrificial lamb. I am just as a sacrificial lamb, I am performing this karma for the God. It is God's karma. It is God's duty. It is God's activity that I am doing. I am just an instrument. So, with that attitude, if somebody is doing the karma, any amount of activities cause no harm to the man freed from that attachment of I am doing. The moment I get attached that I am doing, I also have to take the onus of whatever is the outcome of that karma. But if I am not doing it, I am just obeying the Lord's orders. I am just performing this as a sacrifice to the Lord. I am the lamb, sacrificial lamb at the altar of the Lord, performing this karma which belongs to the Lord. If that is the attitude, then nothing can attach us to the outcome of that karma. All actions melt away, even as heaps of salt consigned into sea get dissolved. We may dump bags and bags of salt in the ocean, in the sea. What happens? Does any salt remain as it is? Can we identify any salt? No. The salt goes back to its origin, to its the source of its being. Like that salt gets merged with the sea. When we offer ourselves in the spirit of sacrifice to the Lord and perform the work as the Lord's work, we are free from any attachment. We don't have any separate individuality as such. So, such a person is never attached to a karma. All the actions that he's doing, they just melt away. They don't give him any taint, any stain, like Sri Krishna had told in the 14th shloka of this Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga that Namam Karmani Limpanti. I don't get tainted. I don't get stained by any of the work that I'm doing. Still, I'm doing so much. And Sri Krishna is in fact teaching us how we can also get into that position. How we can also, like Sri Krishna himself, like all those learned sages who worked without getting attached to the work, how we can also attain that position. So this Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, you can do it. All others can do it. All those who are reading Bhagavad Gita, who are studying Bhagavad Gita can do it. That na mam karmani limpanti, na me karma phale spruha. And that is what Sri Krishna is further emphasizing in this 23rd shloka. That such a person, for no action can bind him. All the actions that such a person is doing, they just melt away, they just dissolve like the salt dissolves in the sea. Can we then find out where is that salt particle that I have added to the water? No. So, he remains ever free. And on this particular shloka, Sri Ramakrishna, he used to always give one teaching to the householders, and that whenever we have to cut open the jackfruit, what happens? Jackfruit, it has got a very sticky white liquid, the juice as we cut open the jackfruit, and if that juice, it touches our fingers, they get stuck together. It has got a very bad tendency of joining the things. It is very sticky, that juice. So Sri Ramakrishna has said, in the same way that when we cut the jackfruit, Mm. The palms and the knife have to be besmeared with oil before cutting open the jackfruit and removing the pulp. Otherwise, the gummy juice in it would stick to the fingers and cause hindrance. So first what we do, before we cut open the jackfruit, we smear oil to the fingers, we smear oil onto the knife, and then we cut it open. The oil prevents this juice from our fingers to stick together, and then we can easily take out that pulp. But if we don't smear the oil, it is a gone case. We can never take the pulp out. The gumminess of the juice will trouble us so much. Our fingers will get stuck and all these things, and it will be a major headache then for us how to remove that gum. So Sri Ramakrishna says, before starting cutting of the jackfruit, just smear oil onto your hands and the knife, and then cut open, merrily take the pulp out. In the same way, protect yourself with self-knowledge. That is what Sri Krishna is telling here in this particular shloka. Jnanavasthita chetasaha. Fix your mind on the knowledge of I am not doing the karma. Fix your mind on the knowledge. Go beyond the pairs of opposites. Fix your mind on the knowledge. And vimatsaraha, get rid of all the envy, all the jealousy. And be balanced, be same-sighted, whether it is success or failure, labha, alabha. Get merged in that knowledge. Fix your mind on that knowledge. So Sri Krishna says, in the same way, protect yourself with self-knowledge before you seek wealth and other worldly things which would otherwise entangle you. If without getting a knowledge we get into all these worldly activities, it will entangle us into these activities so much. My activity, I am doing it. Like our fingers getting stuck by that juice, sticky, gummy juice of the jackfruit. Here, it is not the fingers that is going to get sticky. Our whole being is going to get sticky to that karma that we are doing. It is going to get so much attached with that karma that we are doing that we forget it is the Lord's karma. So, first gain that knowledge. Apply that oil of knowledge to the fingers and the knife, and then plunge into all sorts of activities. With that knowledge, you plunge into the ocean of activities. Nothing is going to attach you to that karma. So that is the 23rd shloka. Again, Sri Krishna has time and again, he has told us how to be a perfect karma yogi and how to have this yoga, how this union of jnana and karma. First, gain that knowledge. Having jnanavasthita chetasaha, then perform the karma. Nothing will taint you, nothing will stain you. So that is Sri Krishna's advice to us through this 23rd shloka, this beautiful teaching. And that is our reading for the day. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.